One of the easiest ways to create and save a color as a swatch is to make a copy of an existing swatch and then just edit that one. Next, we're going to create another swatch by copying and editing the one that we already did named dark orange. So with our circle still selected and the swatches panel still showing, which it's not, so I'm going to click over here on my fill. Come on. There it comes. There's our swatches panel. From our menu at the top right of the swatches panel, we're going to click on that and we're going to choose duplicate swatch. Notice that we have a second one right next to the original. They're both named dark orange, and as of now this second one is the one that's applied to the art on the artboard. What we want to do now is, with this selected, we want to click back on our original dark orange so that that chip is the one that's truly applied to this. It's no difference right now, but we are going to change this second one in just a minute. So we do want to have the original dark orange applied to this piece. All right, with our selection tool, we're going to click to select this light blue guitar shape, this one. And again, we see our bigger bounding box. And in our fill box, we're going to click on that to get our swatches to pop up. And we're going to double click on this dark orange copy. And by double clicking, it's going to do two things. It applied it, but it also opened our option box where we can rename and tweak this. We're going to change the name of this to be mustard. And then we're going to change our CMYK inputs to be 11, 23, tab, 100, tab, 0, tab. And we're going to preview it. So we're going to turn on the preview button, and there's our mustard color. Again, there's no need to add this to our library right now, and we do want it to be a global color. Making things global color is the best workflow because you can change your mind and things will be updated everywhere that you use them throughout this file. All right, let's make sure that this is applied to our new shape, and it is. We're going to say OK, and it definitely is. Here's the mustard color right now. So to make a copy of a swatch, you duplicate using this menu, and then you double click on the swatch, give it a new name and some new coordinates, and now you've got a new global swatch. So the whole thing about these global swatches is that they do update throughout your entire document, whether the item is selected on the artboard or not. So with our selection tool, we're going to click on this gray shape at the bottom of the guitar strings. And we're going to hold the Shift key because we want to select another shape as well. And we're going to Shift click on the green guitar shape over here. Come on, what's wrong with my cursor? There we go. So I have the green guitar shape and this gray piece on the guitar. Because they're filled with two different colors, I get the question marks over here. It doesn't know how to explain what it's seeing because there's more than one fill and more than one stroke. And that's perfectly correct. That's what we expect to see. All right, so we're going to choose the fill box, and we're going to get our swatches, and we're going to click to apply the swatch called dark orange. Because we have two pieces applied, it applied to both of them. We're now going to go to this dark orange swatch, and we're going to modify it. So we're going to double click on it. And before we do anything, I want you to remember that this shape, the guitar shape, and this rectangle shape are the two that are selected. But just so you remember, this circle shape also has that color, but it's not selected. So let's go and double click on our dark orange swatch. And in our option, we're going to tweak it just a little bit by changing our magenta value to be 64. And we're going to click on the preview. And notice what happened. Because it's global, even this circle was changed. It wasn't selected, but that doesn't matter. The pieces that have this global swatch applied all update regardless. So we can say okay to that. So that's certainly a benefit of global swatches. How about editing non-global swatches? So Illustrator, the default color swatch that come with each document are not global. So you can see none of these have the little white corner. They added this one and we added these others. So as a result, if we were to edit one of these swatches, the artwork is not going to update on the artboard unless we specifically had it selected when we change the color here. All right, let's click away to deselect everything. And with our selection tool, we're going to pick this first guitar shape. So it's this lighter orange peachy color right here. And that, if we click on our fill box, we're going to be reminded that that was a swatch called orange that they had in here, but it is not global. There's no white corner. All right, we're going to deselect everything. And just to show you that you don't always have to select something on the artboard to get your color options over here, almost everything that you want to do in Illustrator or any Adobe product can also be found through the window menu as well. So from window, we can come down and just open our swatch panel. So here's our swatch panel as a free floating thing. And we have no need to have things selected on the artboard to actually go in here and work with this. So on this separate floating panel, we're going to double click on the swatch named orange, the one that's not global, to edit it. All right, what we're going to find in here is we're going to rename this guitar orange. And we are going to change our coordinates a little bit. We're going to do 0, then 29, 100, and 0. All right, before we move on, we want to make this new one global because anything we apply it to in the future, we want that option of doing global updates. So that's important. If we turn on the preview, we see that nothing's happened. And that makes sense because we have nothing selected on the artboard. And this original orange swatch that we're working with right now was not global. So all this makes sense. So we're going to say, okay. And now, after we changed this non-global swatch, we do need to reapply it to the artwork to make it work. So this floating panel of swatches we can be done with. We've managed to create a global swatch now. We can be done with that. And we're going to click on the guitar shape to select it again. We're going to come over to our fill in the appearance panel. And it still is that orange, which we don't even see anywhere, but now we specifically want to apply guitar orange to it. So this one. Ooh, and there it goes. We're just going to click away to deselect, and we're going to save at this point. So we're going to do a file, save as, and if you want to save it incrementally, we are on page, we just finished 221 in the book.